We are starting Unit 5, which is the last unit in our book. This is Lesson 30, Session 1, Explore Evaluating, Writing, and Interpreting Expressions. The learning targets for this session are I can use parentheses, brackets, or braces in numerical expressions and evaluate expressions with these symbols. I can write simple expressions that record calculations with numbers and interpret numerical expressions without evaluating them. So basically what we're looking at in this lesson is order of operations, specifically using parentheses. So to start today, find the value of each expression. Use counters to show why two expressions have the same value. Please pause the video and find your solution. Each expression has a partner, so there's 3 pairs. Find which ones go together and then press play. All right, the first one that we have here is 5 plus 5 plus 5. And we know that 5 plus 5 plus 5 is 15. And the expression that goes with this, if we're adding 5 plus 5 plus 5, that's 3 groups of 5. So the one that goes with it is this one right here, 3 times 5, which is also 15. So 5 plus 5 plus 5 goes with 3 times 5. The next one is 2 times 6, which is 12. That's saying that there are 2 groups of 6, and so that goes with this one, 6 plus 6, which is also 12. Now the last one is 1/3 times 9. Another way of reading that is 1/3 of 9. That's saying how many thirds are in 9. So you can take 9 divided by 3 to find that answer. And so that would be 3. 1/3 of 9 is 3. 9 divided by 3 is 3. Hey, try it. This is at the top of page 627 in your book. Maria and her friend go to a movie. At the snack stand, they each get a drink that costs $5 and a popcorn that costs $8. Maria pays for her friend. How much does Maria pay altogether? This is where you pause and find your solution, then press play to check your work. So Maria and her friend each go to the movie. They each get a drink that costs $5. So I'm going to circle $5. The popcorn costs $8. Maria pays for both of them. We need to find how much does Maria pay altogether. And there are 2 friends here, because it's Maria and her friend. All right, so there's a few different ways that you can solve this. First of all, we can find out how much it is for each person. So each person is going to be spending $5 on a drink and $8 on a popcorn. So we can find what that answer is. 5 plus 8 is going to be 13. $13 for each. And then we can take 13 plus 13, or we can take 13 times 2 to get 26. So we can do, I'll write that out, 13 plus 13, or $13 times 2. And each of those is going to come up with $26. So that's one way to solve. We can also break that up a little bit more and say that there are 2 drinks at $5 each, so that's 2 times 5, and solve that. And then we can add that to the price of the popcorns. And there's 2 popcorns, and they are each $8. So the price of the drinks is $10 for both. plus the price of the popcorns is $16 for both. And when we add those together, we also get $26. So we've solved this in two different ways. Look back. Explain how you found how much money Maria spent in all. All right, I want you to write down your own answer in your book. If I were to write this down, I might say something like, I found the cost for one person, $5 plus $8 equals $13, and then multiplied by 2 to get $26. Number 2, look ahead. The problem on the previous page is a multi-step problem. It can be represented by an expression that contains grouping symbols, braces, brackets, and parentheses. When you evaluate an expression, you find a value of the expression. Another way of saying that is solving for the answer. If an expression contains grouping symbols, and you do the operation inside the grouping symbols first. The most commonly used grouping symbols are parentheses. We've gone over this before in class. Remember, it's PEMDAS, parentheses, exponents, multiplication or division, addition or subtraction. To evaluate an expression, we use the following rules, which are the order of operations. First, do the operation inside the grouping symbols. So that's where we're looking at our parentheses. Next, we multiply and divide from left to right. In 5th grade, you don't really have to worry about the exponents. So multiply or divide from left to right, whichever comes first in the problem. Last, you add or subtract from left to right, whichever comes first in the problem. So let's evaluate. 2 times 5 plus 8. So if I'm looking at my order of operations here, we have a multiply here, and we have add here. And multiply comes before adding. So we would multiply 2 times 5 to get 10. And then we would add the 8 to get 18. Now looking at letter B, evaluate 2 times 5 plus 8 is in parentheses. And because 5 plus 8 is now in parentheses, we do that first because in our order of operations, parentheses always come first. So 5 plus 8 is 13. And then we're going to multiply that by 2 to get 26. Now notice we got two different answers. So it's very important that you pay attention to the order of operations. Letter C. How are the expressions in part A and B the same, and how are they different? Please pause to write your answer and then press play to check. So the way that they are the same, both use the same numbers and operations. They both have 2, 5, and 8. They both have multiply and add. But the expression in B has parentheses, whereas the expression in A does not. Therefore, you will solve them, you will evaluate them in a different order. Number 3, reflect. Can both expressions from problems 2A and 2B be used to find the amount of money Maria spent in all? Explain. I would like you to find your answer and then press play. So I'm going to put our expressions back up here so we can remember them. Looking at this, only expression B can be used to find the amount of money Maria spent in all. Maria paid for 2 drinks and 2 popcorns. Problem A includes 2 drinks. So remember the drinks were the $5. Here's the 5. So if we do, that's 2 drinks that she paid for, but then we're adding only 1 popcorn. On this one, this is where we found the price for each person. So each person paid $5 for a drink and $8 for a popcorn, and then you multiplied that by 2 people. So 2B is the only one that is correct. A isn't quite enough money. All right, that is the end of our blue pages. Your assignment for session 1 is pages 627 and 628 in your math book. Have a wonderful day.